I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzzTV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hey everybody, welcome back to AfterBuzzTV here on the AfterBuzz Networks. You're watching Mini Spotlights, the show where we highlight celebrities in Hollywood. And today I have none other than the Miss Camerone Parker with me in the studio. Hi, how are you doing today?
It's so good to see you and be here.
Good to see you too, and thanks for coming all the way from Arizona.
Of course, just for you.
Yes, just for us here on AfterBuzz. See, that's so nice of her, right?
You bet.
So in case you guys didn't know, February is actually National Heart Health Month.
It is.
Is that correct?
It is.
And who better to have in the studio than Miss Camerone Parker? In case you guys don't know, she is an international supermodel and a celebrity advocate for multiple sclerosis.
Mm-hmm. And how does that tie into National Heart Awareness Month? Well, MS and heart disease actually tie in very much so together, and I didn't know that that would happen, except for last October, I had a widowmaker heart attack.
Right. And you actually have an incredible story that I want to get into, but I just want to take it way back to like your beginning career and your life. First, as a supermodel, I know you were traveling the world. You've worked for some incredible brands, and you were always aware that you had MS. Right.
Actually, I was diagnosed in January of 1998, and by fluke, I found out about my diagnosis. I was ill, and my neurologist that was assigned to my case actually ran some extra tests, and I had some symptoms, but I just had the perfect answer, what I thought were the perfect answers to his questions, and they really weren't.
So you thought you were just giving him answers that
of course, as a model, I just came off the runway, and when you trip and fall, you always blame the shoes. It's not
because you were faint or
anything. Or anything was wrong. We always blame the shoes. But upon my diagnosis and walking through everything, number one, no one would have hired me if they'd known that I'd had multiple sclerosis, only because it's such a long shot. You don't know if you're going to. I have relapsing remitting MS, and so you don't know whether or not I'm going to be laid up, how long I'm going to be laid up, if I'm going to lose my vision, if I'm going to be in a wheelchair. It's no two MS patients are alike. So kind of planned it all out with my doctor, and for a little over 10 years, I kept it a great big secret because I had to use every modeling job, modeling gig, any place in the world to pay for my MS treatment.
Wow. So actually for that period, only you and your doctor.
And my parents.
Your family.
Yes, exactly.
And that's hard too because with modeling, I also am a freelance model, so we both know that world. Like we don't have really healthcare that
you're exactly right.
You're 100% responsible.
You're an
for
independent
everything.
contractor, and
no benefits.
And no benefits, exactly. What is the benefit? We don't even get clothes. Like we have to wear them, and then they take them off.
You know,
how about
so funny is
giveaway?
My friends all the time are like, "Do you get free clothes?" I'm like, actually, no. You know what? One time I got this like red sports jacket
that probably wasn't even finished on the inside.
No, it was a sample from a really, really old season, and they were like, "Oh, everyone can pick one item," and we were like, "Cool, thank you."
Yeah, thank you. Next.
But yeah, that's so funny. So there's a myth right there, guys. Modeling, you don't get to keep a lot of your clothes,
and you get steam burns and pain, and then you get put in funky shoes that make you trip.
Right. It's the shoes. It's always the shoes.
It's the shoes. Yeah.
Okay, so this went on for 10 years, you
said? As I mentioned, I was diagnosed in January of 1998, and it was only up until October of 2009 I felt comfortable enough to tell my story. And I actually shared it with a journalist that followed me for about a week. And we had some parameters. I wanted to make sure that the story was authentic. I wanted my talk to match my walk. And she did that, and I am so grateful for her because it was a beautiful, beautiful magazine, and just the story was really talked about the journey, and it was very hopeful, and that's all I really wanted to do was inspire and hope, and how can I do something for those of us with MS?
And going on that point, I think a lot of people aren't familiar with the symptoms of MS or how it affects your life. So what was that like on your day-to-day, having to deal with that and trying to have this career, and what kind of things did you go through and experience?
Well, first of all, what multiple sclerosis, I think a lot of people don't quite understand it, and that's fair. No two MS patients are alike. I can't tell you why today I can stand up. Just because I'm not in a wheelchair or walking without a cane does not mean I don't have MS. You can't see my 2 eye surgeries that I've had to save my vision. I've had MS cataracts, so those lesions are on my optic nerve. I can't tell you why it attacks my optic nerve in my brain. It's an autoimmune disease as well as a neurological disease. So again, never judge a book by its cover, and I know that sounds very strange as a model to say that, but MS is very, very tricky. We don't have a cure. One of my biggest passions right now in life is changing the face of MS and getting us to a cure faster, because my life now depends on a cure.
Wow, that's powerful.
Yeah. So, you know, from the evolution of when I was first diagnosed, there were 3 disease-modifying drugs. Now there are over 18, which are fantastic, except for the fact they're not a cure. They just slow the progression of the disease. So we got to get to a cure faster, and that's my goal.
So what kind of activities are you involved with this and advocating for this?
Well, number one, when I speak at fundraisers, I have a great time meeting fellow MS patients. This year I'm booked at 3 gigs in Canada, so
fun.
I get to speak French and speak to others and bring awareness to that. I never charge a speaker's fee when I'm raising money for those of us that have MS. In the last 6 events alone, a collective total, I am just shy of $1 million that I've helped raise.
Wow.
So I'm passionate about that. I want to get us to a cure faster. How can I do that? What am I doing for those of us that have MS? I am actually getting out there and doing it. Changing how people think about it, asking the right questions, and opening eyes to research. And, you know, no, I'm not going to be sad or crying just because this happens to me. Yeah, I have a bad day, so does everybody. Everybody has, that's life. So
that's great. I wish we had like an applause, you know,
Oh,
some
thank
studios
you.
they have like that little applause thing, but that's
Thank you.
that's amazing.
Thank you.
What do you know, like statistics, like how many percentage of the population has? I'm sure you do.
I do have the statistics, and I'll tie that into national heart disease in just a second.
Okay.
There are over 2 million MS sufferers worldwide. That number is greater than what the National MS Society originally thought a year and a half ago. That number is like 2.3 million now suffer from MS, and that is a global number. Now, tie that into a heart disease. Here in the United States, 1 out of 5 women die of heart disease. If you are a woman with MS, you have twice the odds of dropping dead of heart failure. So collectively, you need to have a great neurologist working with a cardiologist and working together for you. It's not a one-size-fits-all situation at all.
So yeah, and that's very hard when not everybody has the same symptoms, and it's not really like, okay, you have this, so we need to do this, this, and this.
Exactly. And I think there's some misperception about what drugs are out there. They're not to make you feel better for those of us that have MS. They're to slow the progression of the disease. It's not something that you can just take 1 week and be like, oh, it didn't work for me. No, that's not how it works. You've got to do some other things. Surround yourself with positive people. And if all you can do is sit up and blink your eyes, and that's a good day, then celebrate that. It starts with just the simplistic things of life and giving thanks that you can sit up and blink your eyes. It starts with that.
Yeah, and that I want to bring you to this magazine. We have 2 magazines here that you look stunning on the cover of. Hopefully we can see that. This is the one from January 2020, and you actually say here in your interview, talking about living life to the fullest.
You bet.
So like you just said, that's such an important thing that I think people a lot of times lose sight of, especially like when you get to a city like this, like Hollywood, where everyone's chasing their dreams and everyone's caught up in social media. And it's like, you just wake up one day and have coffee and sit outside and just listen to the birds. You know, people forget to do that.
Inspiration is everywhere. I sometimes say, walk into your closet or just open the closet door, depending on where y'all live. Art is sitting right there. Look at it. Be inspired by it. Whether if it's all black, then okay, change it. Add some white to it. Do something. But take in living life to the fullest. What purpose does that serve? First of all, it will change your attitude when you first wake up in the morning. Not every day is going to be great. If you are in pain, if you're suffering from some type of ailment, and shoot, I mean, come on, I have MS, and then shoot, I have a heart attack, and I got to have heart surgery. Okay, you can stop now. So where I'm thankful for my amazing family, my amazing friends, the dynamic beauty that they bring in. You breathe it in every day, and it's gratitude, and you surround yourself with that, and I swear you'll go far. You'll go far.
And the mornings, like you said, the mornings are so important, and I like to know about people's morning routines. So would you mind sharing what do you do in the morning that creates your perfect, great energy for your day?
It's so funny that you're saying that, because I was just laughing. It was like, okay, if I'm getting up at 5 in the morning, I have to beat my face. Oh my gosh, there better be a whole camera crew around. Okay, I'm not a morning person, but I will tell you this. My morning routine is very simple. If you were to see me, people get the giggles whenever they see me. My husband giggles at me. I am a big fan of boxer shorts, my Alabama sweatshirt, my Alabama alumni sweatshirt, something. That big cup of coffee or tea, and I watch the sun rise and I watch it set every day. Just a few seconds of both. Let me tell you, it's a perfect way to start and a perfect ending.
That sounds very, very peaceful.
Simple. Oh, I'm loving my dogs. I have 2 little weenie rescues, and they have fabulous wardrobes too.
Do they have dog sweaters?
Oh gosh,
A lot.
And
bow ties.
Well, they have like Supreme, like Louis Vuitton Supreme. Sorry, didn't mean to brag, but like hoodies. They're super cute. Tutus.
I'm assuming they also have a stroller.
No stroller. No, they have to walk.
Oh.
You know, their mama has to walk, so no stroller. They have to, learn. They've got to sing for supper or bark for supper, I guess.
And you've always been really into fashion. Obviously, you were doing runways and stuff like that. And this jacket we were talking about before we got in the studio is amazing.
I have to tell you, my very, very, very dear friend, best friend in the whole world, Peach Carr from Chicago, Illinois. She was on Project Runway. Cool. Queen of the one-liners, actually made this for me, and actually on the back of it has my face on the back of it, but she did all the hand beading, and this was a real work of love from her to me, and it's brought me great joy to wear it. So I'm glad I can wear it in the studio for you.
Right, it's amazing. It looks so awesome. That's one thing that I need to work on. I don't spend a lot of time on my fashion. I like to think that I do, but in the mornings, sometimes it's hard. You're like, just let me put on clothes so I can leave the house right now.
Yep. Well, just so long as things, you don't want to look like a hot mess, that you were drugged by the bumper of the car going by or something. But I will say, never wear pajamas to Starbucks, please. What is that all about? Okay, the love knot, brush your hair, okay, because somebody has to stand behind you. Okay, no pajamas at Starbucks, please, ever.
Yeah, no, I never do that. I never do pajamas, but sometimes at my lowest, I'll go like jeans and a hoodie.
Okay, that's cute.
That's fine, right?
That's cute. Yeah, as long as you have awesome sunnies.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay,
Tie it up with some great shades.
Take notes.
Oh, yeah.
All right. And so I also know that you have recently gotten married. Is that correct?
Oh, we got married in 2017, but yeah, I guess we would still call it newlywed.
So in this decade.
Yes.
Close. We're in a new decade now.
Yeah,
I guess.
it's okay.
Close. How are you enjoying that life? And
well, it's a lot of fun. Getting married at this age, I think probably the weirdest question I think anybody asked was, are you going to register? what's that? Like, you don't register when you're my age or my husband's age. That ship has sailed. So what we did, something that we're very, very proud of, is we had 3 of our charities that we're very, very passionate about. And our friends were so amazing and so giving. We raised over 6 figures for those 3 charities. Wow. One of which, of course, was the National MS Society. The second one was the Biltmore Eye Foundation. My husband is an amazing eye surgeon. And the third, I just love it. It's the Animal Rescue that just does incredible things. And it's actually located here in California.
Oh, really?
Pay it forward and celebrate life and love with gifts for them.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I love animal rescues and things of that nature too.
You bet.
But what a great way to celebrate, something like that.
Oh,
Instead of
it's a pay
taking them and
forward.
going on a honeymoon or something. Just
Oh gosh, no. And
I've been all over the world. That's what I need to do.
yeah, it's more of we just want to throw a really big party and have a great time and just celebrate that we're both alive and able to do that. And when my husband and I married, I got an instant family. I actually inherited 3 grown children and now 4 grandchildren, and wow,
that's a lot.
It's a lot, and it's a lot of sound. They talk very loud
and all the time,
like nonstop. Why is the sky blue? Oh my gosh!
I know my best friend. She has 2 babies, and I always go visit them, and I'll need to be like, I need to go outside and just listen to nothing for 5 minutes.
Thank you for saying. I can totally understand, because sometimes they ask the question. I go, "Why is that even coming out of your mouth? Like, I don't get this. You're 5."
So my last question I had, we got to wrap up pretty quick, but I did have a question that I wanted to ask you before about going back to when you were talking about how you're helping trying to find cures.
You bet.
And things for this. So have you been able to actually talk to a lot of doctors that are working on these things?
I have, and I actually just met with Congressman Greg Stanton, who is facilitating a meeting with the National Institute of Health for me, and I will be going and speaking on the importance of funding for researchers. I will be going in front of Congress.
Wow.
So
another applause sound effect here.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
Yep, it's
so
only
exciting.
just beginning. It's only just beginning.
Oh,
so.
we have one.
We have one. Yay.
Great. That's amazing. Well, good luck with that.
Thank you.
And you'll have to keep us updated. We're out of time for this interview, unfortunately, but we are so thankful that you were able to come and hang out with us here on Mini Spotlights at AfterBuzzTV. And if people want to keep up with you, where can they find you at?
Oh my goodness. Well, every magazine right now.
Right. Yeah, we
or
got
see
2.
me on the red carpet. See me on the red carpet. Instagram at Camerone Parker McCullough. Twitter, Facebook. And we're right there.
Amazing. Great.
Yes,
thanks everybody for joining. I'm your host, Julana Dizon, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.